All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the Thunderbird podcast. This is our first postseason topic that we're going to talk about today. We're pretty excited. The first one we're going to get into is players. Simple. We're going to talk about players that have been traded, some blockbuster trades, and some potential trades slash signings as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to talk about the Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff trade between the Rams and the Lions. Adon, what do you think about it?
I think this trade made the most sense out of the ones that have happened so far. Stafford has been just like dying on the Lions for literally a decade now, and the Rams are super. They're a quarterback away from being a potential dynasty. So I think both of these, and plus the Lions. I mean, with Stafford, you can't rebuild again. If they tried to rebuild again, this is like their fourth time with him.
Yeah.
This and like in the span of like 8 years. So you can get a quarter you get a quick capable quarterback like Jared Goff. He has playoff experience. He has playoff wins, which is most important. And then the Rams get Stafford, a gunslinger, a guy who can throw it to anybody. He's not afraid of anything. He doesn't have that. He doesn't get injured that much, so he's very durable. So I think this is a win-win for both teams. I think the Rams are obviously going to be the winners of it in the long run, but I love this trade personally.
Yeah. Just to go over what the trade was, it wasn't just Matthew Stafford for Jared Goff. The Lions also received two first round picks, and then I think like another third round pick or something. But I do know there was two first round picks also. So the Lions got Goff and two first round picks, and so the Rams, dude, the Rams haven't. I think their last first round pick was Goff. Isn't that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. So it guarantees the Rams for another 2 years will not have a first round pick, which is crazy. A lot, and because of that, I've seen a lot of NFL analysts, being against the Rams with that trade because it's two first round picks. However, I do like the trade. I think maybe give the Lions Goff one first round pick and another pick would have been fine. But I mean, it is what it is. But I like the trade because the Rams have, yeah, as you said, they're a quarterback away from greatness. They have all the right pieces. We saw how good their defense was with Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald dominating. Like honestly, they're the best at their positions. I think right now, Jalen Ramsey is the best corner in the league. Aaron Donald is the best defensive tackle, potentially going to be the best defensive tackle of all time, maybe even best defensive player of all time. Um, so yeah, that's all I needed. And then I think Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are honestly a pretty underrated receiver combo. When those two are both healthy, the Rams receiving game is actually pretty strong. And yeah, Matthew Stafford, it's I think it's honestly a big upgrade, not a huge upgrade, but the difference between Stafford and Goff is just it's huge. I was listening to Colin Coward. He's my personal favorite NFL analyst talking about it. He's bringing up some stats. In the last, I think it's 10 years, Stafford has the most comeback wins of any quarterback. So I mean, it makes sense because the Lions are always losing, and Matthew Stafford has never had a good defense. So that's another thing I'm excited about. Just the fact that Stafford finally has a good defense. I wonder how well Matthew Stafford's going to complement that. I'm excited. I think the Rams could potentially win the NFC West next year, depending on how the 49ers handle their quarterback situation. But yeah, the Rams, I think they might be contenders now with Matthew Stafford. And then on the flip side, Jared Goff. I mean, we'll see what it does. We'll see if the Lions can develop him, but I don't know. I don't know. The Lions typically haven't been a
For me
team.
personally, I think I
Yeah.
think I yeah, I think Jared Goff is. I think he kind of already hit his ceiling, especially in 2018, like when they went to the Super Bowl. I think that
Yeah.
was his ceiling because that was his third year.
What
So
was it? Yeah, it was his
yeah,
third
it
year.
was his
Yeah.
third year, and they went to the Super Bowl, and they were like the number one offense. So I
Yeah.
think that was his ceiling, and plus now he had thumb surgery, and he's always been like a good quarterback, but I don't think he's ever been capable enough to like actually like lead a comeback or anything or dig a team out of a hole. And most times especially especially in the 2019 season. He was digging holes for his team a lot because he just goes on crazy like he has like crazy turnover games once in a while, and obviously that would Sean McVay. He's trying to win championships every year. He is not. He's not. As soon as he got there in 2017, he was planning for the future because he wanted the future already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jared Goff at first seemed like he was going to be like the franchise quarterback, but after this season, I mean, yeah, they made it to the playoffs. But the game against the Packers, he was off pretty much the whole game,
Hmm.
and they suffered a few other losses with Goff in the season, and so I think Sean McVay's been chomping at the bit for a quarterback like Stafford, a guy who's not afraid to throw it, a guy who doesn't turn the ball over all of that much, and just a guy who's going to be able to, and like you said, the most comebacks. So if they're ever in a predicament that they find themselves down 14 points in the fourth quarter, you got Stafford. It's possible, and so I think the Rams are. I think they're Super Bowl contenders pretty much. Depending, they might get a few gems in the draft. We'll see. But yeah, I mean the Rams are just they're a very consistent team. But yeah, their quarterback position has always been like that one glaring kind of dark spot that they've had, and I think now that they've kind of brightened it up with Stafford there, so I can't wait to see what this team does. I think they can go toe to toe with the Packers even more so now, and yeah, we're gonna see.
Yeah, honestly, I mean the Rams were a quarterback away really from making it to the NFC Championship and potentially the Super Bowl. The Rams,
Mhm.
mind you, did beat the Bucks earlier in the season, so maybe with Matthew Stafford they do it. But I mean, hey, Tom Brady in playoffs is another beast, you know. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Matthew Stafford, dude. He was really wasting his career down in Detroit, man. The only good coach they ever had was damn what not it's not Chuck Pagano.
Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell, thank you. Yeah, I really don't know why they ever fired him. And now with this new coach the Lions have, I don't know if Jared Goff's going to be developed. The Lions,
Meathead Dan Campbell.
yeah, Dan Campbell, thank you. The Lions hired the Saints tight end coach. I was like, oh my god, seriously, a tight ends coach? I mean, look, if you're gonna hire any positional quarterback to be a head coaching job to promote them that much, because that's honestly a 2 level jump, you know, because
Hmm.
you're skipping over the coordinator position of offensive and defensive coordinator. If you're gonna go with that route, it better be the linebackers coach or the quarterbacks coach, honestly, you know.
Yeah.
And a tight ends coach, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't. And it's not like the Saints tight ends were the best. I mean, look, Jared Cook played great. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
And he's one of the better tight ends in the league. But he's no Travis Kelsey. You know, he's no
Yeah.
Zach Ertz. He's no Darren Waller. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. So I don't think. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen with the Lions? I don't think. I really don't think they're gonna be. They're probably gonna finish around the same they did this year. What, like
I
five and
think it's gonna
11?
be it's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be a lot of 4-12, 5-11 seasons, especially that since they signed into a 6-year contract.
They
You
signed
know,
Dan Campbell to 6 years.
so it was a six-year
Oh
contract.
God. Oh
Like, good luck
man.
with that,
Yeah.
Detroit.
Good luck.
Terrible,
I mean, for
terrible
all we
money.
know, we could be surprised and he could just blow us off the roofs. I mean, the one thing I will give him props for is his energy. I mean, he's got it there. I want that energy in a coach. I don't know if you guys saw the interview. It was his opening interview as the head coaching like hiring for the Lions. He was like, I'm gonna punch you in the throat, and then I'm gonna knock you down. And when you're down, I'm gonna stomp you in the teeth. Like I was like, oh my god,
Cringy.
freaking nature, yeah. What freaking
Freaking
animal, dude.
nature.
I was like, I saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, go look at him. Go look up Dan Campbell Lions hiring interview. It's ridiculous. He goes off on this big tangent where he's an animal, dude. That's the only thing right now I can give him props for. But other than that, I don't see I don't see the credibility as a potential head coach. And then with Jared Goff, who who needs more development, I don't know if he could develop him.
Yeah, Dan Campbell just doesn't look like he has good football IQ. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
because
at
the
all.
yeah, because the things that you need in a coach are you need energy like that in Dan Campbell, but you do need football IQ, and you do. I mean, you don't always need some. You don't always need credibility. Some coaches just come out of nowhere and tear up the league, but
Yeah.
you do need football IQ, and I'm not sure yet if Dan Campbell has it. For all we know, as I said, he could surprise us, blow us away, and somehow the Lions go 8-8.
Oh yeah.
That's what I put at their ceiling.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Lions are done. I mean, this is
I,
just honestly, as soon as they hired Dan Campbell, it's just like they don't even have talent on the defense. They don't have
yeah,
anybody on the defense.
yeah.
And you
Oh,
got Goff and who?
Yeah, I was gonna say Marvin Jones is leaving too, and that's their best
Yeah,
receiver.
and so they got Kenny Galladay and Jared Goff, and that's it. Like they don't have a running
Yeah.
back, they don't have offensive linemen.
Well, that's not true. Their running back isn't bad. DeAndre Swift, he's not bad. I think that kid's got potential.
He's got potential. We'll see. I don't know, man. I don't see Dan Campbell developing these players
No,
into Pro Bowlers
yeah,
at
no,
all.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I digress from this. Do you want to go on to the next thing?
Your trade, yeah.
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
Uh,
Adana.
yeah, let me go first, so you can go
Yeah,
off
yeah,
on a
yeah.
tangent because I know this actually means a lot. I know a lot of Eagles fans are very emotional about this trade. So let me go first.
Before Adon
Yeah.
speaks, all I have to say to you guys is just strap your seatbelts in. I got a lot to tell. I got a lot to
And
say.
I'm gonna be sitting back and enjoying. But
Yeah, Don's just gonna
so
be, taking
I
some sips
got
of
you.
water and
Yeah,
everything.
I got you. I mean, let
Yeah,
me
go
just set
ahead.
the stage. Let me set the
Yeah,
stage for you.
yeah, go for
So,
it.
I think this trade, like the Stafford Goff one, it made a whole lot of sense. Carson Wentz is reunited with his old offensive coordinator, from his potential MVP season, the Super Bowl year, and this is a match made in heaven, as they say. The Colts have one of they have a top five defense at least. They have an amazing offensive line, which is just kind of a shame because Andrew Luck had a shitty offensive line his entire career, but now they have a good one. But so, and you got capable receivers. You got a rookie running back who's now entering his second year, and Jonathan Taylor, who just
That kid
lit the
was a
league up.
beast.
He lit the league up last year. And I mean, they're a playoff team. And listen, do I think they're Super Bowl contenders? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. But just like the AFC is so stacked with great teams. It's unlike the NFC. It's like the opposite. It's
Yeah,
so competitive. I mean, like all three wild card teams last year, they were all 11-5. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see that again. So that was insane. But the Colts they're in such a good position to win now. I think Carson's gonna be. I think he's doing for a prime year, man. He's gonna have his best season yet since the Super Bowl year. And when you combine Frank Reich with that, you combine the great GM moves. Chris Ballard, the Colts GM, he is by far the best GM in the league right now. I think we're safe to say he knows what positions need help, and he's not playing no cute games like the Packers GM does, getting Jordan Love in the first round. Stupid. He sees an issue in the team, and he does whatever he can to fix it. Philip Rivers retired. What are you gonna do? You're gonna pursue a quarterback. They tried to get Derek Carr. It didn't work. I'm pretty sure they don't. Obviously, Houston was going to trade Deshaun there. So what do you get? You get the next best available, and Carson Wentz was the next best available. And now it's a match made in heaven. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm going to be rooting for the Colts, just because I the Eagles are now kind of a team, and I know it's his favorite team, but the Eagles are now kind of a team where I'm kind of salty on them for how they treated Wentz, even how they treated Hurts to an extent towards the end of the season. So I'm going to be rooting for Wentz to hopefully show the Eagles how bad of a mistake that was, and I'm going to be rooting for them all year. That's all I got to say about the matter. I'm excited to see it, ladies and gentlemen. To just take over for the next 10 minutes, Mr. Avery Bird.
yeah.
Avery,
All right, here's your seatbelt strap in, everybody. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, so a lot of your points I already agree with. Match made in heaven. I'm glad that that's where Carson Wentz went to. He hit the other option was the Bears. I'm very glad he did not end up with the Bears. I'll get into that a little bit. Yeah, match made in heaven. I'm so glad that he's back with Frank Reich. I'm happy for Wentz. So that's the one main point. I'm happy for Wentz. and I think he's going to do great. In fact, I think he could even become comeback player of the year this season. On the other hand, I, dear Lord, I am so. The Eagles need to fire Howie Roseman. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of Howie Roseman as our GM. Because back in 2017, Howie Roseman and Doug Peterson were like, "All right, we're gonna surround Carson Wentz with greatness. This is our franchise guy. We're gonna build around him." Yeah, they haven't done any of that. Ever since the Super Bowl, they've done everything but that. You know, Howie Roseman has proven to be one of the worst drafting GMs in the league. There's a couple examples. I'll actually start. I'll go into that real quick. For one, let's see this last season. Oh, Jalen Hurts. I mean, look, Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, and if there is somebody to replace Wentz, I'm happy that it's him. However, we should not have drafted Jalen Hurts. We didn't need to. Carson Wentz was fine. I'll explain why Carson Wentz is fine, because the season before, Carson Wentz had one of the most overlooked seasons of any quarterback I've ever seen. I'll pull up the numbers on that in a minute. But yeah, no, he drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round when we did not need a quarter. We did not need to draft another starting level caliber quarterback. If had we drafted a quarterback in like the fifth round or the sixth round to be a backup, sure, whatever. The Eagles have actually done. I think they did that a couple of years ago. So if had that happened, no worries, cool. You give Carson Wentz a solid backup rather than Nate Sudfeld. But they drafted a starting caliber quarterback in the second round, which we didn't need to do. What we needed was a linebacker, Jeremy Chin, who we could have drafted, who was on the Panthers and who was arguably the second best defensive rookie of the year. You know, the Eagles, the linebacker position has been the worst position on the Eagles since post Super Bowl, and every draft since, Howie Roseman refuses to draft a linebacker. It's insane. It drives me nuts because every year I'm like, all right, we need a linebacker, we need a linebacker, we need a linebacker. But what does he do? Draft a receiver, waste of talent. Draft a receiver, waste of talent. Draft a receiver, waste of talent. This year in this draft, in the first round, we drafted Jalen Reagor, which is not a bad draft. He's shown some glimpses of greatness, of potential greatness, anyways. But you know who Howie Roseman drafted Jalen Reagor before? Justin Jefferson. If it wasn't for Justin Herbert, Justin Jefferson would have been Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. You know, Justin Jefferson was by far the best rookie receiver in the league, and if he keeps this up, he's gonna be an all-time great in this league. If he keeps playing the way he's playing. And Howie Roseman drafted just one pick before, decided to take everybody was expecting the Eagles to pick Justin Jefferson too, because they're like, oh, it's the obvious choice. He's up next. He's available. And he goes, Jalen, and then the Jalen Reagor. I was like, are you kidding me? Who's Jalen Reagor? I mean, as I said, I'm not terribly disappointed that we drafted him, but terribly disappointed that we did not draft Justin Jefferson when he was right there. Also, the biggest one. Oh, God. This blows my mind. So, what was this last draft? The 2019 draft? Yeah, the 2019 draft. The 2018 draft after the Rams Patriots Super Bowl. Yep, after the Rams Patriots Super Bowl. In the second round, the Eagles, 4 picks before DK Metcalf was signed. The Eagles decided to draft J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Now, let me ask you, audience, have you ever heard of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside before? No, you probably have not. We drafted him 4 picks before the Seahawks drafted DK Metcalf. Here's a crazy statistic for you. DK Metcalf has more yards at the Eagles Stadium in 3 games, more yards and touchdowns, in 3 games at the Eagles Stadium than J.J. Arcega-Whiteside has his whole career. They're drafted in the same year. That's insane. How do you pick J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, this bum of a receiver, over DK Metcalf, who is also going to be a potential all-time great?
Wait, so Avery, real quick.
Okay,
so you're telling me that the Eagles last year could have had Justin Jefferson and DK Metcalf and Carson Wentz.
Yep.
But Howie Roseman decided not to draft that. They decided to
No,
draft JJ Arcega-Whiteside and Jalen Rieger over DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson.
yeah,
I just want to clarify that.
yeah. No, you're exactly right. That's
Okay,
exactly.
yeah, just making sure.
No, you're right. That is the point. Thank you for helping visualize that. Yes, think about that. Carson Wentz, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson. Oh my God! Arguably, those are the two best young receivers in the league right now. They are. We could have had both of them. Howie Roseman decided to pick some bums for receivers, and then not help the linebacker position is the most important position on the defense. They are the quarterback's equivalent on the defense side of the ball. And Howie Roseman every year just looks the other way, and continuously ignores the linebacker position. It, oh my God, it makes me mad. And you know what's also crazy is the scouts this year. There were reports the scouts told Howie Roseman draft Justin Jefferson in the first round, and then in the second round they told him to draft Jeremy Chin. They told him, and he didn't do it. So like, if you're not going to listen to your scouts, what's the point of having scouts? Like that. Oh my God, it's insane. And another blip by Howie Roseman is personal trainers. The Eagles have since the Super Bowl, or more so the season after, have been one of the most injured teams in the last 3 seasons. It's insane. Just, it's insane. So he picks. Well, Alshon Jeffrey at the time was a great signing, but ever since the Super Bowl, he's been injured pretty much the entire time. Deshaun Jackson, ever since we signed him back, and just released him too. Whoop-de-doo. We didn't get anything out of Deshaun Jackson. We got maybe 3 games tops. 3. Like that's it. He was injured the whole time. And not only that, but last year he was out pretty much the whole year with an abdominal injury. And he got injured in week 2. And the choice was just, you can get surgery and you'll be out for 6 weeks. Or you can maybe do some self-healing yourself, maybe come back in 4 weeks. And they told him to do that. And with that, there was a risk of re-injuring it. What happened? He comes back 4 weeks later, and oh my God, he re-injures his abdominal and then ends up missing the whole season when all he had to do was miss 6 weeks. We only got Deshaun Jackson for the first game of the 2019 season. And then this last season also, we got like maybe 2 games out of him. So we signed Deshaun Jackson only to, have him injured, waste him, be gone. Alshon Jeffrey, post Super Bowl, just injured, gone. We're releasing him as soon as the new league year starts. And then also, like, the last 2 years, this past year and then 2019 season, the Eagles receivers both seasons have been injured so much. We've been down to practice squad receivers at one point both seasons. And you know what's crazy is Carson Wentz in the 2019 season. This is the season I was saying was incredibly overlooked. Dude, so not a single receiver caught for 500 yards because constantly getting injured, going down to practice squad receivers are not that good, right? Despite not having a single receiver hit 500 yards, Carson Wentz threw for 4,000 yards on the season. 4,000 in the 2019 season. That's an NFL record. First quarterback ever. You can look it up. I'm not making it up. Look, Carson Wentz is the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 4,000 yards in the season while not having a single receiver hit 500. And not only that, became the Eagles the first Eagles quarterback ever to throw for 4,000 yards in the season. Not even Randall Cunningham or McNabb did that. Carson Wentz became the first Eagles quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. Oh, in his second season, which was that Super Bowl season, before he tore his ACL, broke the Eagles franchise record for most touchdowns thrown by a QB with 33. Had he not gotten injured, he probably would have gotten to 40. So I'm giving you all these numbers, all these examples, all these statistics, just to prove the point that during Carson Wentz's time, Howie Roseman has been doing nothing but wasting Carson Wentz's career, providing bum receivers or receivers that just keep getting injured. Not just receivers. Like, they're not the only players been injured. We've had multiple freak injuries on defense. You know, there's been times like in both the last two seasons where both like our DBs are just gone. Fletcher Cox is missing time for minor injuries. It Dude, it's insane. He has not provided the Eagles with an ample physical trainer, and not only that, once Frank Reich left, who was, as Adon mentioned, who was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles in our 2017 season, now the Colts head coach, who he's reunited with. Ever since then, Howie Roseman never gave Carson Wentz a new OC. Actually, that's not true. He did, but he was terrible. He gave him, yeah, he had the same OC in offensive coordinator 2018, 2019. The guy named Mike Groh. I don't even know where he is now because he's so bad. Actually, there's a story so bad that Mike Groh's father was the head coach of a team that Mike Groh also coached on. Mike Groh was so bad that his father fired him from the team. Coaching. And that's the type of guy that Howie Roseman was bringing on. And not only, and then like he never provided Doug Peterson with an offensive coordinator. And clearly, Doug Peterson, as you saw last season with the Eagles, just cannot call offensive plays to save his life. Cannot. Like, the Eagles, the worst offense, one of the worst offenses in the league. One of the worst O lines. Just the most boring, predictable play calling I've ever seen from the Eagles. It's insane. Just the Eagles in general just did everything they possibly could to cause Carson Wentz's regression. Like, a lot of people after this last season that Carson Wentz did terrible in, they're saying like, oh, he's always been bad except for the 2017 season, blah 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 blah. He's not good. He's a bad quarterback. I'm like, dude, it's the only season he's been bad. Besides this last season, he's been like almost as good as Aaron Rodgers in terms of touchdown and interception ratios. Aaron Rodgers has always been number one ever since he's been throwing, but Carson Wentz was a top 3 quarterback, I'm pretty sure, or top 5 in terms of touchdown interception ratio ever since, up until this last season. As I told you, broke some key franchise quarterback records for the Eagles. But yeah, Howie Roseman did everything he could to surround him with bad players, bad coaches, and ultimately causes regression. I'm not surprised that he regressed because he lost faith in the GM. That's why Carson Wentz was still traded even after Doug Peterson was fired, because there were a lot of reports that Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz had a terrible relationship this last season, which I think might be true, but is over exaggerated a little bit. There was a report I saw the other day that they didn't talk for 2 months straight, which is no. Someone's fishing, dude. Do you know how insane it would have to be to not talk to your quarterback for 2 months during the season? But nonetheless, like even if the relationship was bad, that's who Howie Roseman was surrounding Wentz with, man. He was surrounding him with everything he possibly could, and then drafting another quarterback. I don't think Carson Wentz handled that the best he could. He could have pulled an Aaron Rodgers, and just at least attempted to go off. I'm not saying that he purposely played bad, but given a little bit stronger effort, because Aaron Rodgers' response to Jordan Love was becoming an MVP, having one of the best seasons of his entire career. But nonetheless, as a quarterback, all you see is, okay, you're giving me terrible receivers, all my players are getting injured around me because you have terrible physical trainers, and you're giving me these terrible coaches. Of course he's not going to want to be there. There were so many reports saying Carson Wentz can't handle adversity. Carson Wentz can't handle tough coaching. No, he just doesn't want to be with the terrible GM, and that's why he's happy to be with Colts. There's been no reports of Eagles players saying that Carson Wentz is bad leader, bad quarterback. In fact, Miles Sanders actually, in some interview was like, yeah, dude, I hope the best for Carson Wentz. Really, he really took care of me while I was there. And I'm like, so all this not good leader stuff, it's bullshit to me. I don't know. I'm not surprised that he regressed. I'm not surprised that he wanted to leave. I'm not, I'm just not surprised. But I'm very mad that that's how Howie Roseman handled this whole thing. Like, it's so disappointing because that 2017 season really showed Carson Wentz's potential and what he can be. Howie Roseman wasted it, and now Carson Wentz is going to show the league this year just how dumb Howie Roseman is, just how bad of a GM he is, how just because I really think he could be comeback player of the year. He's my top candidate right now for comeback player of the year. I don't know who else is going to do it. The only other player I could see doing is like Cam Newton, but Cam Newton has not showed promise in the last few years. But anyways, yeah, no, in Indianapolis, he's like that. That's why he's with Indy. He, a great GM, Chris Ballard, only gave away a third round pick in this year's draft and a conditional second round pick for Carson Wentz. It's insane. Oh, mind you, the Eagles gave up 5 picks to get Carson Wentz back in 2016. Oh, one of those picks was Deshaun Watson. One of those picks ended up being Deshaun Watson for the Texans. Oh, it's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. You give 5 picks for Carson Wentz, and then just do everything you can to screw him over, and then only get two bum picks out of it. Yeah, Carson Wentz is gonna shine in Indy. Great O line, great receivers, great defense, great running back, and with Frank Reich, who made him the MVP he should have been in 2017. Yeah, I'm not happy as an Eagles fan with this trade. Well, I mean, I'm not disappointed that it happened because ultimately you can't keep 2 starting quarterbacks on your team, you know. But yeah. Oh, and also with this trade we had the biggest dead cap hit in NFL history. Meaning this year we have to due to contract due to the Eagles Carson Wentz contract. The Eagles have to pay for Carson Wentz's year this year. So the Eagles are paying $33 million this year for Carson Wentz to be in the Colts. It's like not only do you trade 5 picks for Wentz, give him up for 2, and now you're paying $33 million for him to go shine on another team. If this doesn't spell out terrible GM to you, I don't know what does. Because yeah, no, I'm so sick of Howie Roseman. I'm so sick. It irks me. The Eagles, after that Super Bowl win, honestly, had they not gone to complete shit because of Howie Roseman, the Eagles could have, honestly, I really thought after that Super Bowl win, I was like, you know what? I think we could get another one in the next 5 years. I don't see the Eagles getting another one for the next 10, at least. At least. As long as Howie Roseman is there, the Eagles will not. The most they'll do is like they'll get to the divisional round. That's it with Howie Roseman. That's the farthest they'll go. Yeah, as I said, happy for Carson Wentz. I really can't wait to see what he does in Indy. Howie Roseman, just please get the hell out of Philly. Jeffrey Lurie, the Eagles owner, needs to fire him ASAP. If he can't see that Howie Roseman's part of the problem, then he is probably part of the problem too. And if that case, and if Jeffrey Lurie is just buddy with Howie Roseman, won't fire him, then Eagles fans, it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be a long time before we get another ring. Could be another 52 years. As long as Lurie is allowing Roseman to be on this team. But yeah, that's what I had to say about the Carson Wentz
Bravo
trade to.
Honestly, Avery, the only thing that really stuck with me that whole tirade was that the Eagles dead ass could have had DK and Justin Jefferson. Like if you guys if he just drafted both of them, you guys, there would be no new coach. There would be no this fuck Howie Roseman. You guys would have been set for years. But no, you had to get JJ Arcega White, one of the worst football names ever. And then
one of the worst
Jalen
players too.
Yeah, he sucks. And then Jalen Rager, who knows? I don't know. He sees. I mean, compare him to Justin Jefferson. It's disappointing that you got him instead of Justin Jefferson. But what? Damn, man. I feel I can feel your pain to an extent. Even though I'm repping the Bears today, the Chargers have. We've always been. We haven't had necessarily inner turmoil. We've always just had turmoil on the football field because we're the biggest chokers in sports. But I can share some grief with you on that, man.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you. I really do because the Eagles were a team to root for. Just even last year in 2019, I was actually rooting for them because I liked Carson Wentz. But now they're I mean they're in that same boat with the Texans and the Lions. Fuck them. I don't like the Eagles. Not you. I
Yeah.
like you, but the Eagles, just get out of here. Let's get the Washington football team. You know what? It's been a while since the Giants have been good. Let's get them going again. I want to see the Giants be good again. I don't think they're going to be good with Daniel Jones, but I want to see them be good again. So Eagles, yeah, like you said, another 52 years. I'm fine with that. Go ahead.
I'm not. I'm hurting. I'm hurting. The only
I
thing I'm
know
happy about is that we did a clean sweep with the whole coaching thing.
you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually,
You
there's
want
one thing about that I'm not happy about. We had a running backs
what?
coach, Deuce Staley, who's now on the
Yeah.
Lions, by the way, uh, who amongst the Eagles players, every Eagles player was like, they're like, make him our offensive when Nick Sirianni got so actually when they were still looking for a head coach, Eagles players were saying hire Deuce Staley, and he's a guy with great energy, and it seems like he has good IQ. I wasn't proposing for him to be our new head coach because to jump from running back to head coach. I made that talk earlier, about positions to head coach. But however, offensive coordinator, I would have loved the move. But Howie Roseman was like, "Oh, the Eagles players love him. I don't care. I don't care." And then Deuce Staley got pissed. He's like, "Well, you're not gonna promote me, like." And he left on his own terms to Detroit. So it just goes to show you how Roseman doesn't give a shit. How Roseman doesn't give a rat's ass about potential. He's probably gonna win. Jalen Hurts is probably gonna get his career wasted in Philly until he gets traded.
I don't even think Jalen Hurts is gonna have a career.
Yeah.
I think after this season, it's gonna be done. I think that was a. I think in a year from now, we're gonna be looking back at that Jalen Hurts pick, and we're just gonna be like, what a waste. What a waste. But
Yeah.
I think that's enough Eagles talk, at least
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Let's get into the biggest offseason story of the year so far.
Yeah. Deshaun
Deshaun Watson.
Watson. Yep.
Where is he gonna go? He doesn't want to be in Houston, so he's got to end up somewhere else. That's the only logical answer.
Dude, this whole thing's so crazy because dude, it's going back and forth so much because Watson's like, I'm demanding a trade. I'm demanding a trade. And then the new Texans GM's like, fuck you, you're not getting traded. And then Watson goes, well, fuck you, I'm not gonna play a snap. Dude.
That's a power
dude, yeah, no. Dude, if the Texans don't trade him this season, like they're already stupid. Like they've already allowing Bill O'Brien to be GM, trade away DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of chips, like the best, I think the best receiver in football, and but at the least what's indisputable is he's the top 3 receiver. That's not disputable. In my opinion, the number 1 receiver in the league is, you trade away for at the very least a top 3 receiver for a bag of chips. What did they got? David Johnson, the aging David Johnson whose peak was 5 years ago. Dude, come on. So, I mean, the only good thing out of that was they fired Bill O'Brien. But their new head coach is Dan Coley. You ever heard of Dan Coley, guys?
I know who he is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, Dan Coley was the Ravens quarterbacks coach for the last 2 years. And before that, he was the Chiefs wide receiver. Just to show you how incompetent the Texans are, Dan Coley. So, with Dan Coley as their quarterback, the Ravens have been last in the league in throwing yards with Dan Coley. Like the Ravens have had the last ranked throwing slash receiving offense in the league with Dan Coley. I mean, look, Lamar, has obviously shown he's the best running quarterback in the league, but that's on Lamar's terms. You really think Dan Coley developed that? No, come on, get out of here. No way. Yeah, so, but the thing is, Dan Coley can balance it out, because you can't, you have to have some balance. I mean, the Ravens have been one of the top ranked rushing offenses in the league, but you have to have some balance. You can't be first rushing, but then last passing. You have to have some balance, man. Or at the least just be like 20th in the league at passing, But no, last ranked in the league with Dan Coley as their quarterback's head coach. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I think it was the 2014 season. The Chiefs received not a single Chiefs receiver scored a touchdown. Do you remember that, Adon?
I do. I think it was 20. I'm not sure if it was 2014 or 2015.
Yeah, but one of those years, the Chiefs.
One of those years.
Yeah, the Chiefs receivers didn't score it. Not a one scored a single touchdown. Who is the receivers coach? Dan Coley, baby. Dan Coley. And this is the guy that the Texans hired to be their new coach. Like, the Texans are, oh gosh, they're shooting themselves in the foot even more than the Eagles are. Like,
yeah.
Like, at the least, the Eagles hired what might be a competent new coach. But, like, you let Bill O'Brien screw you over, and then when you hire a new GM, like Deshaun Watson, dude, like, this whole situation was so easily avoidable. All they had to do was let Deshaun Watson said, he's like, I don't care if my pick is the final pick or not, on the new GM or the new head coach. He said, I just want to be listened to. Mm-hmm. They didn't listen. Like, Deshaun Watson found out the new GM was hired via social media. He wasn't told by the Texans organization. He found out over social media about the new GM hiring. He wasn't consulted on that, and he wasn't consulted about the Dan Coley hiring either. He was pushing for Robert Saleh or Eric Bieniemy, and they hired Dan fucking Coley.
Oh yeah, I don't even think the Texans even interviewed any of both of them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think they interviewed him. Like, it's crazy. All you had to do was just care about your player. Just take care of who should be the franchise quarterback. And what's really disappointing is because, like, before Deshaun Watson, the Texans never had like an amazing quarterback. They really didn't. They really didn't. Yeah. The best franchise quarterback they had before that was Matt Schaub. Yeah. Like, come on. And this is the guy who threw, was it 7 games straight with the pick 6? You guys remember that?
It was bad.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Like, I was so happy when the Texans got Deshaun Watson in the draft. I was like, dude, the Texans finally have a good quarterback, and he has shown that he's a good quarterback. Dude, in fact, this last season with freaking bum receivers, not bum receivers, they had some decent receivers. Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Kenny Stills. Those aren't bad receivers.
Pretty much like has-beens kind of. Like, they were good. Like, they were good 4 years ago, but right now they're just like decent.
Yeah, but the point is, the bigger point, DeAndre Hopkins gone, right? Yeah. The he still threw for like 40 touchdowns and over I think it was 4,800 yards.
Yeah.
Slinging it. In the last, I think it was 6 or 7 games of the season, didn't throw a single interception. Not a single interception. Like, his touchdown interception ratio was probably next to Aaron Rodgers. Just to put it into perspective, like, and you're just gonna treat him like trash. The Texans just need to get pulled out of the league, man, with how bad they are. Like, oh my God, I feel so bad for all you Texans fans out there. I truly sympathize. The Texans have become the new laughingstock of the league. They're the new Browns, man.
Yeah.
What the Browns were up until this last season, that's the Texans now. Arguably even worse.
Yeah, because like this team is just, the personnel moves are just mind-boggling. The way they treat their players is so unprofessional.
Yeah,
And I mean, I hope after like let's hope they trade Deshaun. I know they keep saying they're not. Somebody's gonna come up with like an offer that they just can't refuse.
it would
But
be. Yeah, again. So this is a point I heard one time, and it's a great point. The Texans are like, as if they aren't stupid already. Like, the leaders up in that organization, as if they aren't stupid enough already. It would be even stupider to not trade him this season because one, he doesn't even want to play, right?
mm,
And if he holds out and doesn't play, his trade value is going to go down for next season.
yeah,
Like now is the optimum time to get the most bang for your buck for trading for Deshaun Watson. Teams are ready to give up a lot for Deshaun Watson. Talking like 3 first-round draft picks for Deshaun Watson, and plus a player included.
yeah.
And now is the time to trade Deshaun Watson. Like his trade value is going to depreciate if you wait till next season if he doesn't play. That dude, like, oh my gosh,
All
the
right,
fact,
so
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead. What's up?
yeah, I want to lay some down. Okay, so we've covered the fact that the Texans are a horrible organization and the fact that they've treated Deshaun Watson like crap. So we know that. We know he's probably not going to play. So where? Okay, I'm going to ask two questions. It's going to be like a two-parter.
Okay,
Where do you see? No, let me ask this first. Where do you want him to go? And then where do you actually see him going? And by the way, staying in Houston is an acceptable answer. But it's kind of more like for you both for both of those questions. What do you think?
okay. So for this season, for this upcoming season, where do I? Actually, I'll answer first where I think he's gonna go. Honestly, just because of like my faith in the Texans organization is so fucking low. I really think they might be so that dumb enough to hold on to him.
Mm,
I think that's a very high probability because by now they should have rolled over and been like, okay, fine, we'll trade him. Like he's been asking for a trade ever since the regular season's been over. They haven't rolled over an inch, which they need to. They need to. So honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if he ends up in Houston, or well, not end, well, just sitting out for Houston next season. I'm not going to be surprised. But the team, if he gets traded, the team I see him going to, that's a tough one. There's 3 teams on the top of my mind right now. I think he could very well go to. Honestly, like maybe the Jets, maybe. However, the team I want him to also is now increasing their chances of landing Deshaun Watson. That's the Panthers. The Panthers, dude, my God, just think of this, guys. Think of this: Deshaun Watson, Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, and DJ Moore. If you haven't heard of Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, especially DJ Moore is one of the most overlooked receivers in the league. Dude, the last 2 seasons he's posted over 1,000 yards each season, which for some reason nowadays is not like receivers just don't. It's hard for receivers to post back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Like DJ Moore is one of the most overlooked receivers in the league, and so is Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson's a great receiver too. In fact, actually, my brother, because he's a huge Panthers fan, and he tells me a bunch of crazy Panthers statistics. The Panthers actually have the fastest skilled position players in the league. Ian Thomas, their tight end, I think is the fastest receiver tight end in the league, or one of the fastest. And their 3 receivers right now, Curtis Samuel, who's actually probably going to leave because he's a free agent now, but as of now standing, Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, and Robbie Anderson are they're the fastest trio of receivers in the league. And McCaffrey is one of the fastest running backs in the league too. They have the fastest players in the league. So you put Deshaun Watson on that team too, dude. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. And the Panthers, they've released a couple players in order to free up even more cap space because They're one of the teams with positive cap space going into the postseason, but now they're freeing it up even more. They're getting ready to heavy pursue Deshaun Watson, which I hope so bad happens, dude. The Panthers are honestly they're a quarterback away in a few seasons of development on defense from greatness. Like I could really see in a few seasons them winning the division. In fact, if they were to land Deshaun Watson this season, I would say Panthers, yes, playoffs. Absolutely. Just to put it in perspective, guys, the Panthers were 3 games out from the playoffs, which that sounds like a lot. However, they 8 of their losses, 8 could have all came down to the final possession. And it was just Teddy Bridgewater's incapability of setting up the Panthers to win. Like he was 0 for 8 on potential game winning / game tying drives. You put Deshaun Watson's going 6 for 8 on those at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. In they finished 5-11, I believe. Add 6 more wins, dude. They're in the playoffs. They would have been in the playoffs. They only needed 3 more wins actually to be in the playoffs. 3 wins plus one of them being against the Bears. They would have had a tiebreaker with the Bears and made it in. Like they weren't like far, like with all that context, the Panthers weren't honestly that far out from the playoffs this year. They really weren't. You had Deshaun Watson to that dude. They will go to the playoffs next season if they land Deshaun Watson, and then in a few seasons could land a division title, and then more potential Super Bowl in like the next 5 years if you land Deshaun Watson and develop that defense.
Let me ask you this. Because I also want Deshaun Watson. I want him to go to the Panthers because I think that's like the best option for him.
Yeah.
But let's say because I don't think Houston's gonna just accept picks. They're gonna want a star at least.
Yeah.
So let's say by some unfortunate circumstance, Panthers have to trade McCaffrey there. Right?
There actually has been rumors that's what the Panthers would be willing to offer. I hope so bad it isn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would that ruin the kind of the trade for you? Because the whole thing was that to see Deshaun and McCaffrey together, plus with all those speedy receivers.
It doesn't ruin the trade for me. Because like the other options are like the Jets. The Jets don't have much. They really do. Who's the running back? The aging Frank Gore. Not that he's bad, but it's the aging Frank Gore and Denzel Mims is their best receiver.
Yeah.
Who's Denzel Mims? you know what does that guy do? Who's their tight end? No clue. Who's their offensive coordinator? No clue. And they just hired a defensive coach, which is a great hire, by the way. It's Robert Saleh. I'm happy for the Jets. That was a great hiring. I think probably my favorite head coaching hiring of this offseason. But they on offense, I don't know, because the Panthers could easily draft a running back.
Mm-hmm.
They could easily draft a competent running back or pick up a decent one in the offseason. Mark Ingram's available actually. The Ravens released him. That's not a bad pick, you know. Yeah. So it doesn't ruin it for me, but it would hurt. It would hurt to see the Panthers give up McCaffrey for Watson. That would hurt, man. And especially because also like McCaffrey is the best running back in the league. A lot of you might get angry at me and say it's Derrick Henry. It's Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Look, but Derrick Henry is the best like pure rusher, but Christian McCaffrey's the best overall. He not this last season because he was unfortunately injured for pretty much most of it, but the last 2 seasons before that posted 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards in each of the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best dual threat all around running back in the league. And he's a smaller guy, right? He's pretty shifty. Like, dude, just like if you don't think that Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the league, do yourself a favor. Go look at Christian McCaffrey highlights. Like, not only can he juke, but that dude can actually lay a hit too. I've seen that dude pop a shoulder into somebody, and I was like, oh my god. I mean, Obviously, it's not going to be as big as Henry popping a shoulder or stiff arming just Josh Norman to the sidelines, but but Christian McCaffrey is the best overall running back in the league. Derrick Henry, best pure rusher, but McCaffrey the best overall. I would personally choose McCaffrey over Henry, and I don't want to see I don't want to see McCaffrey get his career wasted in Houston, because now Houston is the place you go to get your career wasted, and yeah, I would be so sad. Yeah, because I want to see Watson and McCaffrey together, but yeah, I would not like. Not only would I be missing out on that, but McCaffrey's going to get his career wasted in Houston until he gets traded.
How do you feel about this?
Okay.
Because it's staring at you in the face, right? What about Watson to the Bears? Because I think you put Watson on the Bears, I honestly think they win. I think they win the North. Because Rodgers, I think the Packers are gonna. I think they're gonna digress this year. I mean, 2 straight NFC Championship losses, and you get destroyed in both. And I think Aaron Rodgers he got all his anger out from the Jordan Love pick, so they're obviously gonna have some kind of digression. And you put Watson on that Bears team. You got Allen Robinson. You have an amazing. The Bears have always had a good defense since they've hired Matt Nagy. They've always had a great defense. So I think you put Watson on the Bears. I think that is an amazing combination. And you got David Montgomery, who just came out of nowhere, for really, because Tariq Cohen went out. So David Montgomery had to pick up the slack, and he turned into a star all of a sudden. So now and now we're probably going to have both of them too. So I think you put Watson on that team, especially, since I'm a Bears fan, you put him on that team. I think that would be a deadly, deadly combination. But like you said, you want him on the Panthers. But how do you feel about the Bears?
I think that would be a great trade. Because the Bears over their entire history have just been they've never had their best quarterback is Jay Cutler, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler is the best Bears quarterback there's been. Deshaun Watson will beat that in 3 years.
In probably 1 year, to be honest.
Honestly. Yeah, to be honest. Come on. So dude, Deshaun Watson to the Bears would be deadly, because the Bears defense is, people forget because of last year, because of how bad the offense was. People forgot how good the Bears defense is. It honestly is still amazing. If you guys remember the year they made the playoffs, it was the Patriots Rams Super Bowl, where the Eagles got lucky with the Bears' infamous double doink. That dude, that defense was scary. That was one of the best defenses I've seen in my time watching football. So Deshaun Watson combined with that defense, and Allen Robinson. Well, we don't know if Allen Robinson's going to stay yet, because the GM's an idiot and just will not give him a contract extension.
I think if the Bears actually get a capable quarterback, that Robinson will probably want to stay. But if they're going to stick with Mitch another year, Robinson, go somewhere else, man. Go have a career year somewhere else. Not in Chicago.
Yeah. That's a fair point. There was also another, Darnell Mooney. He's the other Bears receiver, dude, who's actually overlooked. I saw that dude cross DBs up. He had some pretty good highlights, other than the fact that Mitchell Trubisky overthrew the hell out of him.
Yeah, he overthrows everybody, man.
I think it was they were playing the Rams or something, or the Cardinals, and he absolutely just puts the DB on skates and on a Hail Mary, and Trubisky overthrows him by 10 yards. I was like, oh my God, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. So I think Deshaun Watson to the Bears would be great, but I don't know why. For me, I just think that Deshaun Watson to the Panthers, it just makes sense. Deshaun Watson as a Panther, I'm just picturing him in that jersey right now. It just looks right to me, man. It just looks right. But if he went to the Bears, I'd be like, ooh, okay. And I could see the Bears winning the division, because I agree. I think the Packers are going to regress. I don't know if they're going to go to a third straight NFC Championship, and if they do, come on, they're going to lose it. It's what Aaron Rodgers, or not Aaron Rodgers necessarily. Actually, him, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Yeah,
At
Aaron
this
Rodgers
point,
and the Packers. That's what he does. That's what he
yeah.
does. He beats Chad Haney in the NFC Championship against the
Caleb
Bears.
Haney,
Caleb Haney, thank you. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, who was their like third string quarterback at the time?
like Nathan Enderle. It's a nobody. Like who
Yeah.
the fuck are these people?
Yeah, he got lucky to beat a nobody in the NFC in that NFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl against the Steelers.
Yeah.
You know, 1 in 5 in NFC Championship. So you know, yeah, no, I agree that the Packers are gonna regress a little bit. Are they gonna make the playoffs? Absolutely. Come on,
Yeah.
they're gonna make. Only reason they would miss is if Aaron Rodgers gets knocked out for the season.
Yeah.
That's the only way. That's the only way. Because the last 2 seasons that they missed the playoffs, Aaron Rodgers was basically out for both of them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I think the Packers will regress, and then if you add Deshaun Watson to the Bears, I think the Bears could potentially steal that division.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
But
other,
all this is stemming from Deshaun Watson. Um, at the end of the day, where do I want him to go? I think Carolina is the most intriguing choice. The Bears is another great choice. It's not. I don't think it's as exciting as seeing Watson with McCaffrey and all those receivers. I don't think it's as exciting, but my fear is that, and I think both of our fears that he stays in Houston and his trade value plummets, and you just have a player just wasting his career there. That's the last thing either of us want.
well, I don't. I think the only season, like I think if they keep him and he holds out, this is gonna be the only season it happens. I don't think he's gonna hold out for 2 years in a row. Well, not necessarily that. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna go another year without trading him at that point.
Yeah.
So at the latest, he gets traded next year. But yeah, I sure hope he gets traded. The other team I was thinking of that would also be great is the Niners. Dude, the Niners were it's crazy. They were Jimmy G away from being, competitive this year, and all the freak injuries away. Like it's crazy. A lot of people give Jimmy G crap and he's overrated, which I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm not going to agree with you either. But you had Deshaun Watson to the Niners, dude. Niners to the Super Bowl. The Niners, the Niners defense is ridiculous. It still played super well this season with all the freak injuries. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. It makes sense. I just I don't know. I personally think the Niners should stick with Jimmy G. I mean, the Niners are great with Jimmy G.
Yeah,
Like they're
they are.
amazing.
They do have a high.
They went to a Super Bowl with him.
Yeah, they have a high win percentage with Jimmy G.
Yeah, so I think bringing Watson there. I just don't think it's necessary. I don't think the Niners are necessarily. I don't think, unlike the Bears and the Rams, I don't think they're a quarterback away from. I mean, they made it to there, so you already got one. You were winning too in the fourth quarter.
They're an injury away.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, the reason the Niners lost that Super Bowl is because it wasn't even really their fault. It's just that Mahomes just had to go off because it was like a trend that was going on. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the reason they won. They couldn't stop him. But I don't think Watson on the Niners. It's a great fit. Obviously, I just don't think it's necessary for both of the teams. But yeah, man. But how do you feel about? Remember, like the first rumor that came out when the Watson rumors came. The first rumor that was it was Watson to Miami for Tua and like a first rounder.
See,
It's
that's
kind of weird
interesting.
how that died like kind of really fast, but it makes sense.
It's still there, but it has been dying down. Yeah, but I think that would also be a great trade. Honestly, all the teams that have been rumored, I think would make great trades. The
Yeah.
Bears have been a rumored team. The Panthers, the Niners, the Jets. Well, the Jets are the least, but
Yeah.
I think Deshaun Watson immediately improves the Jets' potential tenfold. But the Dolphins would be a great choice too, because Tua. Not saying that he can't be a franchise quarterback, but he's not proven yet that he can be either.
I don't.
No.
He's not going to be a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, probably not. We'll see. I don't know if you saw, but Devontae Smith, the Alabama receiver who's going to be drafted this year, the Heisman Trophy winner, he was asked by somebody, said, "Is Mac Jones better or Tua better?" Because they were both Alabama quarterbacks, and Devontae Smith went Mac Jones in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Mac Jones 1,000 times over, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We'll see, man.
I think that would be great for the Dolphins because, oh my gosh, why am I? What's the coach's name for the Dolphins again? Brian what?
Flores.
That's right, dude. Like oh my gosh, dude. When we talked about coaching potential coaches of the year that could have replaced Kevin Stefanski, actually, that's my number 2 choice. I completely forgot about it. Brian Flores, dude, made the Dolphins so much better this year. That defense was actually pretty solid this year. Xavier Howard.
It was a top 3 defense.
Yeah. Xavier Howard with 10 interceptions, ridiculous. Yeah. Ridiculous, man. They picked off Mahomes 3 times.
Yeah, it was insane, dude. That game was insane to watch live because they were down like 30-10, and then Mahomes kept throwing interceptions. I was like, Jesus Christ, this defense is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So, dude, Deshaun Watson for Tua and a first, dude, that's cake. That's cake.
It makes sense.
If that happened, oh, dude, don't think about it. Watson versus Allen in the AFC East. Oh,
that's deadly.
Oh, God, that would be a fun rivalry to watch. Like,
that would be a great rivalry.
Right now, I don't think because the Dolphins are the only team right now I think could topple the Bills for an AFC East championship or win. Yeah, championship, same thing. But I don't think they're close enough yet. However, with Watson, oh, dude, that could very well happen. With Deshaun Watson,
I think no matter where Watson goes, he's gonna be in a division with an all-time great. He goes to the Bears, it's Watson Rodgers twice a year. Goes to the Panthers, Watson Brady twice a year.
Versus also
the Jets.
Matt Ryan too, as well.
Yeah, him too. And then, but he's not like, you know what I mean. He's not. Matt Ryan's awesome, but he's not Rodgers Brady.
Okay, that's true. But Matt Ryan's still gonna make the Hall of Fame.
Oh, because he has like a million gazillion yards and touchdowns. But also like Watson on the Jets or the Dolphins, you got Watson, Allen.
You would get that with the Jets too, huh?
Yeah. So I think no matter what, Watson's gonna be now. Oh, another team that has also popped up, Watson to the Raiders for Carr, which really? I don't like it at all because Derek Carr is not the problem in Oakland.
Yeah, no, he is not. He is absolutely not the problem. He has one of the best QBRs over the last few years. Derek Carr is a very overlooked quarterback. These last few years, he's been putting up some great numbers. He absolutely is not the problem. I think John Gruden needs to go.
John Gruden needs to get the hell out. The fact that they fired Jack Del Rio after one bad season, after he got you guys to 11-5, like, come on, that's just terrible. It's cutting short a potential framework for a long tenure of success.
Yeah, and the only reason the Raiders didn't win the division was because Derek Carr got injured for like the last 3 games. They would have won the division.
They could have gotten the 1 seed, if I'm being honest.
That would have been great. Close. They were close.
They were
actually.
Like the second best. There was them and the Patriots that year. They got the 1 seed, New England at Oakland for the AFC Championship. That would have been an amazing thing to see, but nah.
You know what's crazy, Don? I was actually thinking to myself the other day. I was just taking a break for in between homework. And I was like, okay, what are the teams I've never seen win a playoff game? Raiders are one of them. Raiders probably would have won with Derek Carr. Mm-hmm. I have never seen the Raiders win a playoff game. I've never seen Washington win a playoff game. The Bengals.
I've never seen Bengals.
Or the Lions. The Lions.
Bengals, Lions, yeah.
Yeah, those are the 4 teams I've never seen win a playoff game.
It's a shame, man.
Yeah. Yes, no, I agree. Derek Carr is not the problem in Oakland. Would I take Watson over Derek Carr? Yes, but you don't need. You need to do something else. And plus, you're not only going to give up Derek Carr for Deshaun Watson. Like, let's be real here.
You're going to give up maybe 2 first-rounders and another player.
Exactly.
So, not worth it. It's not worth it.
Not worth it. I'd say probably a Derek Carr and 2 first rounders sound reasonable for Deshaun Watson. So
Mm-hmm.
you're giving up too much for Watson when you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, would it
Mm-hmm.
be, dude? I mean, it would be crazy to see Watson versus Herbert twice a year, Watson versus Mahomes twice a year.
Mahomes.
Dude. That would be
That'd be
nuts.
that would be the most. That would be the toughest division by far.
Oh, you know who there was one last team, the Broncos. I mean, it's a very, very low,
Yeah, it's
but
low chances.
yeah,
I
but
wouldn't want to see him. Like if he was going to be on an AFC West team, I'd rather him be on the Raiders. The last thing I could take is the Broncos getting another like another great quarterback. I mean, they literally they when Manning signed with them, I was so pissed off because it was like, okay, the Chargers are never going to win the division for the next 5 years, and look what happened. We only went to the playoffs once,
and now you got
and we lost against the Broncos in those same playoffs.
and now you got Mahomes.
And now I know it's like we can't get a break. We have to get an all-time great in our division every single like as soon as Manning leaves, then Mahomes comes in. It's ridiculous.
Like, yeah, dude, but that would be crazy if Watson went to the Broncos because you'd be getting Watson versus Carr, Watson versus Herbert, Watson versus Mahomes. Dude, that's a packed quarterback division if that were
That
to
is
happen.
that would be probably one of the best quarterback divisions ever. Like that is insane.
Yeah,
But the chances of it are very small.
yeah.
But honestly, hold on. Now that you say it, I wouldn't mind it. Even though I know the Chargers are probably being the last because we're
Yeah,
the Chargers. But that would be actually very cool to see. But
yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine if it doesn't happen. Trust me.
Oh gosh.
Let's talk about another so a free agent actually. Speaking of bad personnel decisions, the Texans decided to release JJ Watt. They didn't even trade him. They just straight up released him. They
Dude,
could have
that's
gotten something. They could have gone off maybe a second rounder at least or a good player.
no, no,
Nah,
no,
we're just gonna
no,
release you.
no, no, no. Adon, they could have gotten a first rounder, and dude, they at the most, dude, they could have potentially gotten 2 first rounders for JJ Watt. Let's be real here, a first
Maybe, yeah.
rounder and at least some other pick,
Hmm.
or dude, and they released him. That's another just goes to show how bad the Texans organization are. Their their excuse was, "Oh, we're taking care of our player," but dude, no. If you took care of your players, then Deshaun Watson would have no problems and would be wanting to stay in Texas right now. But
Hmm.
dude, the fact that you didn't get a single thing for JJ, well, that's insane, dude. That's
Terrible.
ridiculous.
It's terrible.
But from there, so, we've already talked about how bad the Texans organization is. But from there, where do you want to see JJ Watt? Actually, I'm going to ask you the same 2 questions you asked me about Watson. Where do you see him going? Where do you want him to go?
I think JJ is gonna end up. I think he's gonna end up in Green Bay. I think that's a great. I think that's a great. That's a great fit. JJ, he seems like a Packer guy. He seems. I mean, the Packers haven't had like besides Jared Alexander. That's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you put him and JJ together, that's a pass rush that you got there. Where do I? So where that's where I.
Oh,
That's where I. Oh, what's
just
up?
to
What's up?
clarify, Jair Alexander's a DB.
Then Zaire Alexander, right? It's Jared. There's like a Zaire
Oh
Alexander.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, sorry, I got like mixed up. Literally like one letter separated.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
But
true.
so I think you put them together, great pass rush. But so that's where I think he will go. Where I think he should go, Buffalo. Buffalo is a great place because Buffalo, as great as the Dimebacks are, the front seven is not very impressive. I mean, they don't really have
It's not bad.
it's not bad, but it needs a big upgrade. Like I know there's been reports of him going to the Browns, and JJ and Miles Garrett is a great. That's a great thing to think about. And you got Sheldon Richardson too. That's like an amazing defensive line. But I think at the end of the day, Buffalo is a great. First off, you automatically get your pass rusher for at least for JJ. He's been in the league 10 years. At least 4 more years of a good pass rush.
Hmm.
And you can, and honestly, he's one of those players on the defense you can build around him.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the Texans they were able to build around JJ for like his first 4 years there. They got like Whitney Merciless, Brian Cushing was there, so they were able to actually build around him. I think him going to Buffalo would be awesome to see. But I do think he's going to go to Green Bay because I think he wants to win a championship. Both of them obviously are capable. I just think I don't know. I feel like he seems like a culture guy, and he wants to go with Aaron over Josh Allen. And if you're a defense there, it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, obviously you want to go play, with him. I think he's going to go to Green Bay personally. What do you think?
So Green Bay makes sense. The two teams that make most sense for where he's going to line up is Green Bay and Pittsburgh. Green Bay. So I don't know if you've noticed, but in his speech that he recorded to the Texans fans, saying appreciate guys and all that stuff, blah 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 blah. He was wearing a Wisconsin sweatshirt, just pointed out there. So a reunion with J.J. Watt to the state of Wisconsin makes sense, and that's honestly all the Packers really need. Is their defense just needs to improve. It wasn't bad. It was, and in fact, it was good, but it wasn't great. And J.J. Watt automatically makes that defense great, and that's what I think could push the Packers into the Super Bowl. So not that I actually don't want to see the Packers in the Super Bowl. I don't know why. I've just never been a fan of.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why. I've just never
You
been.
don't want to see Aaron Rodgers in a Super Bowl again? We've only seen that once. It's been so long.
I don't know why. I've just never been a fan of the Packers winning. It's not Aaron Rodgers.
No, we're not even winning. Just going there. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not Aaron Rodgers thing. It's not. I love Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. I have all respect for him, but I don't know why. It's just the Packers.
They're a classic team.
I think I might still be stingy about the Packers beating the Eagles in the wild card when they beat Michael Vick
10 years ago. Jesus Christ.
not that stingy, but there's just a little subconscious level that's constantly reminding me. I don't even know about it, but I don't know. I've just never been a fan of the Packers winning. I don't hate the team, but I don't know.
Sounds like you.
Yeah. Oh, I think maybe the more recent stingy thing I have them was I will always believe that the 2019 season was a fluke.
But why does that make you hate them? It's like you're hating them for them being good. Okay, sorry. They went 13-3 and went second seed. What do you want them to do? Jesus.
I'm saying I don't think they deserved it that season, but
what do you mean they didn't deserve it? They obviously won the game.
I'm saying
they had to go 13-3.
I'm saying that they had a really easy schedule that season. I'm saying like their schedule was stupid easy that season.
Whatever, man. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, listen, if a team
went 11,
hold on.
Okay.
If a team went 11-5, and let's say a team went 11-5 and made the wild card, and then I think that constitutes like, oh yeah, that was definitely a fluke season. And then like the next year they don't even make the playoffs. The Packers went 13-3 or the second season. They made it the NFC Championship. The Packers, who did they beat in the division? They beat the Seahawks. So like obviously they're not.
Well, okay, Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll always lose in Green Bay. They just can't do it.
That's not an excuse. It's still Russell Wilson. It's still Pete Carroll. It's still the Seahawks. They still had to overcome them. So the fact that you think it's a fluke season, they had to.
I don't know. They got destroyed by the Niners in the NFC Championship. They got blown out.
But that is just a thing that happens. That doesn't mean that that's a fluke season. They got destroyed in 2016 when they went to Atlanta. Yeah, was that a fluke season? No. That was just Aaron Rodgers.
You know what, Adon? I'm tired of seeing the Packers going to the NFC Championship and just choking it every time. Every time. It might be. It's like hey, if you're gonna go to the NFC Championship for the last 5 times you make the NFC Championship, you better make it the Super Bowl at least 2 of them. Come on, stop wasting NFC Championship spots. Give it to somebody else.
I see what you mean.
I think that might be. It's like you win all these games only to constantly choke in the NFC Championship. Come on.
So at this point, it's just like just get out of the way, right?
It's like honestly, I'm not gonna be surprised if the Packers make it to the NFC Championship this season, but I'm also not gonna be surprised if they lose again. I'm tired of seeing it. Just
They
like,
had all the momentum this
look,
year and
man, it's
dropped the ball.
it's one of the norms of the NFL. With Brady and Belichick, what's a norm? They go to the Super Bowl. They at least go to the AFC Championship. That's a norm.
Brady goes to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Yes. Also, norm. Brady in the Super Bowl. That's a norm, right? And then we get the Lions never making the playoffs or also never winning a playoff game. Norm, right? It's a normal thing. The Cowboys saying we them boys every year and not doing jack shit every year. It's a norm.
Chargers having a lead.
Chargers choking.
And choking it away.
Yeah.
Norm. Humongous norm.
Falcons choking as well. Norm. Like, and then you know what? The Packers losing NFC Championship games. It's a norm. It's a norm. I'm tired of seeing it. I want to see the Chargers do great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I do. I don't
want. Do you want to see them do great instead of the Packers?
Yeah, I would. I would like to see the Bears do great. The Packers are also a classic team, but the Bears are also a classic team.
Classic.
Yeah, exactly. And come on, the Bears, 1985, baby.
It's awesome.
I want to see the Chargers do great. I want to see Mahomes. Insane it would be if the Mahomes led Chiefs did not win the division, but the Chargers just shocked the world and won the AFC West. I mean, like Justin Herbert would be the quarterback. Justin Herbert would be the quarterback to do it, and that itself wouldn't surprise me. But just the fact of how great Andy Reid and Mahomes led Chiefs are, that's a near impossible task right now. I want to see the Chargers do. I want to see them be great.
You want to see things that you've never seen before.
Exactly. That's why I'm so happy with the Browns almost beating the Chiefs in the divisional round and clapping the Steelers in the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, that's the first time in my whole life that I've seen the Browns win in Pittsburgh. They hadn't done it since 2003.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah, exactly. They finally won. They finally went to Pittsburgh and beat them. You know, I like it. I had never seen the Bucs in the playoffs before. That's why I wasn't upset with Brady going to the Super Bowl and winning. Because not only is Brady on a new team, but it's a new team I've never even seen be successful before, you know? I like it. And also, stemming his position as the GOAT even more so. I like it. And proving the haters wrong every year. Fuck you, Max Kellerman, by the way. You understand the context of that?
He's a terrible analyst. He always doubts Brady every year. It's like, shut up, dude.
For those of you guys who don't know, Max Kellerman, like ever since the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl, after that, every year he's saying Brady's gonna go down. He's gonna go down. He's gonna digress. He's digressing. He's gonna get worse. Well, sorry, Max Kellerman, but he's been to 4 out of the last 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah, man, it's so stupid.
Yeah, and won 3 of them, by the way. Yeah. So, I like seeing new things. The only norm I want to see continue is the Cowboys sucking ass. That's the only norm I care about staying.
I mean, one day I do want to see the Cowboys. I do want to see the Dak Prescott led Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
God.
Maybe in like 4 years, not right now. Maybe in like 4 years. Oh
no!
Cowboys,
how about never? How about never?
Ooh, we're gonna see Chiefs next year. I can see it.
We're gonna see what?
Cowboys Chiefs next year for the first, like Mahomes and Prescott next year for the first time.
Oh, play each other?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were about to say in the Super Bowls. I was about to throw my hat down. I was about to throw my hat. I was about to say, get the fuck out of here. You see this flag in the back? You see that? You see that sign over there? You see this? Fuck the Cowboys. Come on. Sorry, but not sorry to all you Cowboys fans watching. But it's real. You know how I can accept all you Cowboys fans watching and hating the Eagles. I get it. I'd hate to see my rival team win the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
That's the only norm I care about staying.
What the hell are we talking about? What?
Oh, we're talking. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
We went on a
tangent.
Oh my gosh! Yes, we went on a tangent from J.J. Watt and the Packers.
It's the history of the NFL.
Yeah, history of the NFL. Come on, it's the postseason, guys. We got to fish for a little something.
Yeah, we got like 40 weeks of no football. This is the best we got. This is the best we can do.
Oh, God.
But okay, so we got JJ out of the.
Wait, hold
This is gonna
on.
be our last topic.
Wait.
What's
I
up?
didn't get to say where I want him to go.
You want him to go?
To the Browns. Because look,
So you got JJ Miles Garrett connection.
yeah, also playing the other two Watt brothers twice a year. Fuck them all being on the Steelers. Fuck that. I want to see him
Yeah.
play them twice a year. It was Steven Smith. He's another NFL analyst, kind of bonkers, but um, he was saying, imagine the Thanksgiving dinners. That's gonna bring, all the Christmases that's gonna bring with JJ Watt and the Browns. And I just want to keep seeing the Browns good because it's a
Yeah,
new
me
thing, In the Browns, the most help they need is on defense. JJ
Mhm.
Watt Miles JJ Watt, Miles Garrett. Oh my God, that's a deadly dude.
That's deadly.
That's
The
deadly.
quarterback's gonna be scrambling every play.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. What the
that
Bucks
would be
did, yeah. What the
that would be
Bucks
cool
did to Mahomes in the Super Bowl. That's what we're gonna see JJ Watt, and
E-
Miles Garrett doing
every week.
every
Every
week, man. Every week. Yeah, I
yeah,
would love to
it
see
is
that.
fun.
Yeah,
It is fun. I really hope the Steelers are bad next year. Just so I want the Steelers to be bad next year so they can really make room for just the Ravens and Browns being like the top two teams. You know
that
what I
would be
mean?
nice. That would be nice.
Yeah. Just like Ben, get out of the way. You suck. Just get out of here. No one likes you. You're a little Corvette or
Fuck
Browns
Juju, dude. Fuck
or
Juju
Chiefs.
Smith-Schuster.
You guys are gonna get clubbed. Yeah. And dude, Juju might come to the Chargers. You know how much I don't want that actually. I don't want
Yeah,
that.
dude,
I want the
yeah,
Chargers draft Waddle or Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase.
yeah,
I want to get another receiver.
yeah.
I don't want Corvette. Like get out of here. But they might. But I hope they don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
I hope y'all don't pick him either. I, yeah,
Yeah.
no, Juju.
Let them go like
I,
Jackson.
I haven't hated a player in a long time. It's been a long, besides like my rival players, like, I hated Eli Manning, hated Tony
You
Romo.
hated Eli.
Hell
Did you really
yeah.
hate
Okay, not like hate them, like, oh gosh, like I hope you go, not that type of hate, but just like as a football player, I hate
I
him as a
see what you
football
mean.
player.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't hate the person. Like, look,
Yes. So
right, like, look,
yeah,
right now,
so I say Juju, you dislike him as a person. The Romo Mannings, you
yeah,
them football reasons strictly.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like Eli Manning now, I'm like, oh dude, the guy's fucking awesome. Tony
yeah,
Romo,
awesome.
one of
He's a
my
god.
favorite. Tony Romo's one of my favorite commentators right now.
Yeah,
If actually probably my favorite. Yeah, my favorite commentator right now. But like during football, oh, it irked me seeing Romo. It irked me seeing Eli Manning.
I actually liked Romo. I actually like the Romo Cowboys of the early 2000s. They were actually a fun team to watch personally.
That
Sometimes
so
I didn't want them to win, but I liked watching.
so I watched Silver Linings Playbook a couple weeks ago, y'all, and so that. Okay.
Just bringing it up randomly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Well, okay, hold on. Well, because it
Go
relates
ahead.
back
Go
to
ahead.
Tony Romo. Um,
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. And so for those of you who haven't seen it, a big, it's not, this isn't spoiling, but a big like arc of that movie is the character Bradley Cooper plays, who Bradley Cooper's an Eagles fan in real life. A big arc of his character is like him and his family being like devoted Eagles fans. In the season that they watch is the first season I ever started watching Eagles football. And so it's very nostalgic for me. And so in one of the games they go over is the 2008 Eagles Cowboys Week 17 game. Eagles blew the Cowboys out 44-6 to make it to the playoffs. And like I just loved seeing Tony Romo just get his ass handed to him. Like, oh gosh, like the moment I saw Tony Romo step out on the field in that Cowboys jersey, I hope the Eagles defensive lineman just crushed him every play. Every play. I hope Tony Romo to just get his ass obliterated. Not injured, of course, because I don't ever want a player to
Yeah.
get injured. But, I hope he gets his ass on the turf. Maybe even Charlie Brown once. You know, Gosh, yeah. But no, I respect the guy now. But Juju, on the other hand, yes,
Yeah.
one of the most
Nothing but hate.
one of the most immature players I've ever seen. It's so annoying. Corvette. But bro, you're losing. You're losing.
He's dancing. He's dancing that wild card game. Terrible.
Yeah, terrible, man. Yeah, no. So I Yeah, I hope Juju Smith doesn't go to the Chargers, man. I hope he just stays on the Steelers, and then yeah, like you
Hell
said, I
no.
hope they suck, and then I hope JJ Watt goes to the Browns. Yeah, and then JJ Watt and the Browns, and then Browns Ravens have a nice rivalry. I hope that happens, but we'll see. We'll see it.
That'd be cool.
I mean,
Uh, yeah, go ahead. Anything
I was just gonna
else?
I was just gonna say JJ, but yeah, JJ Watt hasn't indicated really anywhere like where he's like
We
leaning.
don't know
He
where he's
he
going.
hasn't he hasn't said, "Oh, I'm leaning towards this place. I'm leaning." He hasn't really given any clues, so anything
JJ
could
Watt to the
happen.
Bears would be awesome.
For
I would
all we
love to
know,
see
he
him go
could
to the
sign to the frickin' I don't know, like uh, the
Cardinals.
Titans. For all we know, you know. Which I mean, hey, that'd be
Ti-
cool, but
Titans would need him, but they're probably not going to get him.
no, they would need him.
Let's.
The Titans' defense is not that good
It's terrible. It's the worst third down defense in the league.
this
Anyway,
last season. Yeah,
all right. Last topic for this podcast. Obviously, though, this is I think this is even more shocking than the initial Watson rumors. Russell Wilson unhappy in Seattle. What? What?
mm,
He's tired. He's tired of getting sacked 400 times in his whole career. That's a lot of times to get hit, Avery. A lot of
I don't think
times.
it's literally 400, but
It's 394, just to
is
be
it
more
really?
specific. Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, he's gone sacked
Holy
394
crap!
times.
Dude, and
Yeah.
he's been in the league for what? Not even 10 years? What, like nine?
2012.
Two,
So since the
2012.
2012
So 9 years,
season.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my, oh
they've
my.
never had a good offensive line.
Dude, that's insane.
So yeah.
394?
Yeah.
Dude, let me do the math on that. Hold on.
You're gonna do like the average per
Yeah,
season?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do average sacks per season. Okay, was it 394 divided by 9?
Okay, so hold on. Let me just say so.
Dude,
Uh,
that's 40.
yes, 40 plus. Okay. 12. Okay, so oh not no, sorry. Oh 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 9 years. Okay, so 394 divided by 9.
Yep, I did. I just did the calculations. That's 44 sacks a season.
Yeah,
That's insane.
that's insane.
In on average almost 3 sacks a game.
Yeah, so
And
he
and
gets sacked every
and what
game.
makes that even crazier is he's one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the league. He's one of the
Yeah,
best escape artists in the league, and he
yeah,
still gets sacked that many times. Holy
yeah.
crap! I did not know it was
So
394.
yeah, so that's the big turmoil, and the main report because there was like an article about it, so I read it.
Yeah,
Um, their main report is that after this season ended, after he won Walter Payton Man of the Year, and you could just tell he did not want to be there. You know what I mean? And so he won that, and there was reports that he approached Pete Carroll and the GM. He says, "What are we going to do about the offensive line?" And the report was is that Pete Carroll kind of dismissed him. And so Russell Wilson, it's got another kind of Watson situation. He's being dismissed. Does you feel like his input is not being like even warranted, in the discussion around the offense, even though Russell Wilson is the offense. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So there's been reports of Russell Wilson wants to stay in Seattle, but he wouldn't mind a trade.
yeah.
There's certain
That's it.
teams, there's certain teams that he would approve a trade of. Now listen, the big one and the one that's actually getting the most traction and one that makes me happy is the Bears. I think the Bears right now are I think Ryan Pace because their jobs are on the line. Because their jobs are on the line. You missed the playoffs 2 straight years. Now they made it this year, but they didn't really make it. They made it barely. They weren't
Yeah,
good at all. So their jobs are on the line. They need to show out, and so they're willing to give up the farm for a Watson or a Wilson. Like if they're gonna
yeah,
get a quarterback, it's gonna be one of those two, and they're gonna give up multiple first rounders and players. That's the Bears is the main rumor. I've heard other ones. I've heard Raiders. The
yep,
Raiders due to because Derek Carr I think is one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the league.
yeah,
And so yeah, it's crazy news. I wasn't expecting this story to come out at all.
yeah. Um, the other so these are teams that he said he would not mind getting traded to. The Saints, the Bears, the Raiders, and the Cowboys. I'm looking at it right now.
Mhm.
Um, I of all those teams, I hope the Bears. I don't think the Saints need Wilson. Well, I mean, it would make them better, but
Yeah.
I think Jameis Winston actually has potential. That's the other player. Oh my god, I forgot about Jameis Winston. That's the other player I think could compete with Carson Wentz for comeback player of the year. But um, I think Jameis Winston actually has some potential that we have not seen yet. I mean, for God's sake, the dude got LASIK surgery, eye LASIK surgery. Dude, it's crazy. So because we had his because his last season with the Bucks, he threw for dude like
He got LASIK. That's the reason why he threw 30 interceptions. Because he couldn't get, he didn't get LASIK.
he threw 30 interceptions that season, and then after got LASIK. Best part about it is after he got LASIK, he's like, oh, stoplights aren't so blurry to me anymore. I was like, oh my god. That's insane. So this dude's been like, no wonder he threw 30 interceptions. Yeah.
He couldn't even tell colors apart. Dude.
He couldn't. Dude, it's insane. But he still managed to throw for 5,000 yards.
Yeah, not insane too.
He's one of like 5 quarterbacks to do it in NFL history. So, yeah, no, I don't think Wilson to the Saints. I don't want to see that. I want to see the Saints go with Jameis Winston. Mm-hmm. The Raiders, I'd like to see them ideally keep Derek Carr. Cowboys, well, you know me, I don't want to see Wilson on the Cowboys. That would. I
think the Cowboys, they're probably gonna franchise Dak anyway.
Yeah, that's what I hope happens, honestly, because I don't think Dak is as good as a lot of people are saying, but that's another conversation. And then the Bears makes the most sense. Like it would be the biggest upgrade, you know.
Yeah, a humongous upgrade.
A humongous upgrade, and yeah.
I honestly, I hope it happens. Like I think I'd want Wilson on there more than Watson. For some reason, I think if Watson goes there, you do have your quarterback, but he's not gonna have like necessarily like much help. And plus, the Bears already missed out on Watson the first time. We don't even know how much Watson would want to play there because they chose Mitchell fucking Trubisky instead of Watson and Mahomes. What? Oh, that move, that draft pick that's gonna haunt the Bears forever.
Never forget when the Mahomes played the Bears for the first time and he scored a touchdown, and then he starts counting on his hands. Counts all the way to 10. That's when he got drafted. That was his draft pick by the Chiefs when Trubisky got picked at 2. Oh my god.
Terrible, man. I think Wilson to the Bears makes a lot of sense, and that's the one I'm hoping for. If the Bears are gonna get a quarterback, I hope it's Wilson or maybe even Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? But Wilson or Watson, I'll take.
Yeah, I agree. I like Wilson on the Bears more than I do Watson. Dude, imagine Wilson to the Bears, Watson to the Panthers.
That would be awesome.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But yeah, I mean, However, I don't want to see Wilson get traded though, because he when I think of the Seahawks, I think of Russell Wilson. Like he's like the perfect image of the Seahawks. Like he just embodies the team. But yeah, no, they need to draft or trade for a lineman, because if they don't address it, Wilson, right? Because right now he says he would prefer to stay with Seattle, but is open to a trade. Mm-hmm. If you don't pick up an O lineman, you don't draft a good O lineman, you don't trade for a good O lineman, he might start demanding a trade, and it's just like the Deshaun Watson situation. Just listen to your players, your franchise players. Like if it's some like second string receiver, whatever. Like who cares?
Yeah, who cares, man?
Like, but these are franchise quarterbacks, not just franchise quarterbacks. These are some of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like if it was like, God, if it was Drew Lock who was like, listen to me, like, you're Drew Lock, dude. I don't care. Shut up. But exactly. These are not only is it the franchise quarterback, but or the supposed to be franchise quarterback anyways. These are some of the best quarterbacks in the league. Both of these quarterbacks are arguably top 5 quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
And you just ignore them and just dismiss them and act like whatever, you're just a player. Like, he's more than that. Like, Wilson, as I said, Wilson feels like the Seahawks to me. Two players in my time that have felt like the Seahawks: Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson. I
Yeah.
mean, Marshawn Lynch just retired, which nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. I would prefer to see Russell Wilson stay with the Seahawks, but if he does get traded, I would like it to be to the Bears.
Yeah. I I hope so, man. I need the Bears to get a quarterback this year, man. I want to
Yeah,
see the Bears. I want to see the Bears win a playoff game. That's something I haven't seen in my lifetime. I haven't seen the Bears win a
really?
playoff.
When did you start watching? Yeah, when did you
When
start?
2000, I watched it the year after after the Bears Packers NFC Championship. That's the first
Oh,
2011. I saw it
oh,
literally the
okay,
year after. So
okay,
my whole life I've never seen the Bears like make a playoff run. You know what I mean?
okay, okay.
Yeah, and even that playoff run was kind of underwhelming. I mean,
Yeah,
you had Cutler and then Caleb Haney. No,
yeah,
who wants to see that? No one wants to see that.
yeah, yeah. No, so I've seen the Bears win a playoff game before, but I don't even know who they beat. But
Seattle.
what was it? Seattle?
It was the divisional round of that year, 2010.
Oh, when the Seahawks beat the Saints
Yeah,
with the
that was the
losing
game after.
record, the
Yeah,
Marshawn Lynch beast, dude, nice. Okay, nice, nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because wait. Okay, so then that means the Bears were the 2 seed then. Okay, who's the
yeah.
1 seed that year?
Falcons.
Falcons, huh?
Yeah,
And then the Packers came in
made
and
it.
were like, yeah,
As a 6 seed, the Packers made it. That's crazy.
and won the Super Bowl. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think
yeah,
covers it all.
yeah.
Unless you have something else. Do you have something else you want to bring up? Any?
Um,
Is there any? Is there any? Okay, how about this? Is there any move that hasn't been announced but that you do want to see an off-season move?
Sam Darnold is the other player I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's the other player that's been talked about a little bit that I want to see. Because Sam Darnold, I think, is a player with a lot of potential that is just been undermined by the Jets.
Yeah.
I mean, with Robert Saleh, maybe that his potential gets fulfilled a little bit. But Robert Saleh's a defensive coach, so you need to bring in a good offensive coordinator, good QB coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see him get traded. I think this because the Steelers are the Steelers are a nostalgic team. I'd like to see him get traded to the Steelers.
I'd rather. I think there's 3 teams: Pittsburgh, Washington,
I don't
or
want.
Chicago. How come you don't
Yeah,
want him in Washington?
because he's better than whoever the hell Washington has.
Whoever the Eagles have.
Yeah. No, no. Well, actually, he could be better than Jalen Hurts, but no, I'm just saying he's better than whoever Washington is going to start this year.
Oh, Taylor Heineke probably.
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny. Yeah, but yeah, to the Bears, that's also that would be a good quarterback for the Bears as well. Yeah, no, but I don't know why Sam Darnold in Pittsburgh just makes sense to me.
It does, yeah.
It just feels right, and I don't want to see Dwayne Haskins replace Roethlisberger. Come on,
Terrible.
it'd be terrible, dude. Yeah, the Steelers will be bad if they have Dwayne Haskins replace Roethlisberger. Come on,
Yeah,
come on.
that would be
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. But other than that, yeah, that's the last player I was thinking of. But as the postseason moves on, we're gonna see we're gonna see some of these trades fulfilled, some of them
Mm-hmm.
not. You know, other 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 blockbuster moves that we'll talk about later. Yeah, yeah. But for now, yeah. Don, what do you want to talk about next week?
I don't know. I'm praying something big. I'm saying a big free agency move happen. What?
I just thought this is one I mentioned to you before. Um, it was teams that made the playoffs this year that won't make it next year, and teams that missed the playoffs this year that will make it next year.
Okay, so it's a kind of kind of off the tip of the iceberg predictions, kind of.
Yeah. And super early, super
So
early.
way too early
Yeah.
playoff
Yeah.
predictions.
Our way too early
I
playoff
feel you.
predictions. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we'll get into that next week, and if hopefully something big happens within this
Hopefully,
next week, so
hopefully
the
JJ
more
Watt
so the
signs
better.
somewhere,
Yeah.
or the
Like, come on.
Texans allow for a
Just
trade.
yeah, let's get this going. Come on,
Yeah.
we got Goff and Stafford. That was cool. We got Wentz. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Watt got released. Let's go. We need some more. We need some more free
Yeah.
agency news to eat up. We're
Yeah.
craving. We're chomping at the bit.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I think that's what we'll talk about next week. All
Hmm.
right. Well, with that, that concludes episode 6 of the Thunderbird podcast and our first postseason podcast. We're excited to get into more things, and yeah, I'm excited for more things to happen.
Yeah.
We do want this to start picking up. The new league year starts here soon, March, and then the draft in April. So those are like the next like big things coming up. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah. I can't wait.
yeah, we'll have to stay tuned. But other than that, that concludes the episode. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next week.
Thank you guys. Take care.